Keep the applause going for your next storyteller, Laura Berman.
Wow, it's strange not to see anyone. This story begins with my first time peeing outside. And for you men out there, you probably don't remember your first time peeing outside. And you Colorado girls, you probably wearing age-appropriate bows in your hair when you were a little kid. For me, it was in my mid-20s, my first time car camping with my first, by the campfire slide guitar playing boyfriend. And it was Memorial Day, and the bathroom was really far away, and it was late. And he said, just pee by the tent. And I said, girls can't do that. And he taught me about it. And thank goodness I learned, because the following 2 years, I peed outside almost every day. Because this project sort of found me. It's called Pick Up America. It was these 4 college graduates from Maryland who wanted to make a really powerful statement about the environment, but who's a college kid, recent college graduate to do that. So they thought that they would walk that statement and pick up trash all the way across America, from the coast of Maryland to the coast of California. And I met them when they had walked 735 miles and picked up 75,000 pounds of trash, where they met me in Ohio. And I walked with them from Ohio to California. And over the course of that 2 years, or the course of the whole project, we picked up 200,000 pounds of trash from the side of the road. And this period of my life, going from very indoor kid, very suburban Kansas City, older parents, childhood, to moving into a school bus and living on the side of the road every day, had a lot of firsts. The first time I found a dildo on the side of the road, which is a shockingly common occurrence, and we don't know why, and we can't explain it, and we cannot reconcile it. Or the first time we found a meth kit, or the first time I found a gun. So many of these firsts. The first time I lived in a school bus and had this sort of train compartment bed, and this family and this community that followed me through what seemed like infinite foreign places. What I wanted to tell you about was the first time someone threw trash at me. We were in Columbus, Indiana. It's a sort of mid-sized town, and it was blisteringly hot. And so it was just one of those days where you just couldn't open your eyes. And I was picking up trash with my friend Davey, who had been on the project the whole time. And Davey was one of those people that could just, he talks and you just want to follow him to the battlefield, and you got it and you're with him. And I was just there and quiet and walking, and suddenly I see this glitter through the air. And Davey yells, "Motherfucker!" And I, what, glitter? And I realized that it was ice, because someone had thrown a styrofoam cup at us out of a car window. And I thought, okay, whatever. And I pick up the cup, and I have my sort of hobo trash bag over my shoulder, and I put the cup in it. And then I see the police lights. And it was an undercover police officer behind the car that had thrown the trash at us. And so the police car rolls around. He's all big, macho, and he's like, "Those boys are going to apologize to you." And I wanted to say, it's enforcement like you that causes our country to be covered in plastic in the first place. Really, an apology, but it was hot, and I didn't say anything, and I'm really not going to go to police officer into a fight. And so the boys are coming up. They're these high school boys with their tails between their legs, and I don't want to say anything to them. And Davey's roaring for a fight, and he says, "Do you know who I am? Like, I'm not even from here. I walked from Maryland. You're only the 3rd person to ever throw trash at me." Side note, the first person to throw trash at Davey threw raw meat at him in West Virginia, and it hit him. I don't remember his second time, but I cannot get that mental image out of my head. And so Davey's yelling at him, and he's ripping him a new one, and "You kid," and he ends strong with, "And you should think again before you throw styrofoam at someone." And I just feel it. The lesson of the day. And I feel it rise within me. And I think of all these styrofoam cups that are withering into bits, and you pick them up and they disintegrate, and it's in the streams and it's in the water. And I say, you should think again before you use styrofoam. And so I keep going, styrofoam never biodegrades. And there's this kid, and he's just standing there. And I wonder through Davey yelling at him and through me yelling at him, what he got from that. If he went home and if he laughed with his friends, or if he went home and really felt something from it. It's funny, because we were staying with a woman who worked at the high school, and she said, "I think I know who those kids are." So I'm sure the consequences went beyond there. But I realized in that moment that fire that was in Davey was suddenly within me. And that really, more than a story about what we were teaching that kid, it was really a story about what I was teaching myself. Thank you.
Laura.